What is up, guys? It's your boy Sports Runs on Diesel here, and there's a whole bunch of fantasy football news coming up right here in this episode as I finally finish my fantasy football series. But let's get right into it because everything I'm going to be talking about in this video is all about related to fantasy football and whose draft stock is going up and whose draft stock is going down. First things up is Jadeveon Clowney going to the Seattle Seahawks on I think he signed I think it was like a franchise tender, I believe. And so it's now the Seattle defense is now even better. Now they have a second pass rusher along with Zeke Ansah that they grabbed from the Detroit Lions. So now this defense is looking better and better in terms of the front four. Unfortunately, they lost Frank Clark. Now he's in Kansas City. But they also lost Earl Thomas, who's now in Baltimore. But I also do think that this Seattle front four defense is looking really good. They're going to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They're going to get a lot of sacks, maybe some forced fumbles. But in terms of fantasy stock, Seattle's fantasy stock goes up to a potential top 10 defense now in fantasy football, whereas the Houston Texans defense goes down a little bit in the draft stock, more towards the middle, probably the 10 to 15 spot they drop down to in terms of how good they are as a defense. They're not a top tier defense. I don't want to say they're not a top tier defense anymore, but they still have J.J. Watt. They still have Merciless. They still have a good secondary and a good, they have a good crew of players on the defensive side of the football. But I really do think that the Houston Texans defense stock goes down a little bit. And also with other news, Ezekiel Elliott, I know I'm a few days behind on some of these topics, but Ezekiel Elliott, is now the $100 million man, now signing a 6-year, $90 million extension to his contract. $50 million of that is guaranteed. So now it's a green light to start Ezekiel Elliott. I know some people were a little bit hesitant on starting Ezekiel Elliott for week 1, but now it's a green light. He's signed. He's ready to go. Now that's one running back out of the way. The other running back we got to worry about is Melvin Gordon. Where is he going to go? Is he going to stay and sign with the Chargers, even though his agent has said that, hey, he wants to be traded, he wants to go somewhere else? But right now, no one's making a big enough offer. I think one team made an offer to Gordon. But, other than that, it's been like Chargers need to take advantage of him. They have a chance to hold on to him and re-sign him, but it looks like Melvin Gordon is not going to be playing for the first few weeks unless he gets a restructured new contract for with the Chargers, or he gets traded somewhere else and finds another contract somewhere else. But that's the big question with Melvin Gordon. Also, the Patriots. Oh, there's a lot going on with the Patriots. We know as of last week they recently released Demaryius Thomas, and then all of a sudden an injury to N'Keal Harry happened. So they re-signed Demaryius Thomas. So it's like, now Tom Brady's got Demaryius Thomas, Josh Gordon. He's got Julian Edelman that we keep forgetting, Benjamin Watson at the tight end spot. There's also White, Rex Burkhead, and there's Sony Michel as the number 1 running back. So he's got a number of weapons to go along with as well. So I like Demaryius Thomas. I think he's going to be a wide receiver 2, a flex option to a wide receiver 2 upside with the numbers he'll put up with Tom Brady and the Patriots, because he's aging. He's 32 years old, and also the Patriots are a run-heavy offense. They've been one of the best running. They're one of the best running offenses last year in the National Football League, and I believe they will do the same. Until now, recently, earlier this morning, we had the Oakland Raiders release Antonio Brown with his off-field shenanigan, off the practice field, helmet, whatever. Antonio Brown lost $50-something million worth of guaranteed money, incentives, you name it, because the Oakland Raiders released him and weren't going to be willing to pay him. And then a few short, measly hours later, the New England Patriots step up to the plate and call Antonio Brown and his agent, and they offer him a 1-year, $15 million deal. Not $10 million of that money is guaranteed, a $9 million signing bonus, and the $5 million in incentives throughout the season. And Antonio Brown is going to be in a New England Patriots uniform. And now this offense just got so much more crazier. Like now this offense, now Tom Brady could potentially put up. Now I know we all know Tom Brady's 42 years old now, but now Tom Brady could put up potential Randy Moss MVP season numbers now with the wide receiver core he has. Now you have Antonio Brown as your 1. Demaryius Thomas is probably your 2. Josh Gordon's your 3. It might be other way around. Josh Gordon's probably the 2. Demaryius Thomas your 3. You're looking at Edelman as as your 4th wide receiver. You have Philip Dorsett. You have other, backup string, 4th, 5th, 6th string wide receivers on this team. And now you got all the guys in the running back situation with Sony Michel, James White, and Rex Burkhead, like I just said earlier, and then Benjamin Watson at the tight end. And it's like, now Tom Brady has more than enough wide receivers. We were going into the season thinking New England's got to strengthen that wide receiver core. They add Demaryius Thomas, they release him because of and then N'Keal Harry gets hurt, and then they re-sign him. And then a week later, not even a week later, they pick up the pieces to the Antonio Brown situation, and they grab Antonio Brown on a 1-year deal. And who do the Patriots happen to be playing in week 1? The Pittsburgh Steelers. And there's going to be no one more motivated to do the Pittsburgh Steelers dirty than Antonio Brown in game 1 on Sunday night on NBC. I'm so excited now to see how well this Patriots offense is going to work. Now, obviously, we know the chemistry between Brady and Brown is going to be, and same thing with Demaryius Thomas. We all know the relationship with him and Dorsett, him and Julian Edelman. I think, and Josh Gordon as well, too. Those 3 wide receivers, I think the first few weeks, he's going to be throwing the ball Antonio Brown and Demaryius Thomas's way. I think all 5 of these wide receivers will get a number of targets. It's just a matter of who's Tom Brady willing to throw it to now. Now Tom Brady's got more than enough targets. And what once was, like I said earlier, a very weak wide receiver core is now all of a sudden arguably the best wide receiver core in the league now, given the experience, the talent. And it's like now they're going to be one of the best offenses in the league now. And so it's like, for me, I can't believe that this is happening right now. Like, of all the teams to get Antonio Brown, it happens to be New England. And this is just great. This is great for New England fans. Obviously, this is not great for everyone else who doesn't like New England, which is practically the whole rest of the country. Like they always show all these maps of these who's rooting for who in the Super Bowl. Like last year, they showed a map of who's rooting for who. It was like all of New England and I think Michigan voted for the Patriots, and the rest of the country voted for the Rams, because I think everyone is sick and tired of seeing Tom Brady win. But then at the same time, though, I see a lot of fans just being like, yeah, Tom Brady's back. We're not going to be surprised if we see him in another Super Bowl. And now it's like, now this is the Patriots. Like, if there's one team that could possibly get in the way of this team now, and they probably will be in the way, and they'll probably meet up in the playoffs, is the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, the Williams guys, the Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Mr. 4.24 speed. I really do think that there's only one team that could outdo them and really outscore them, not necessarily out-scheme them, because the Patriots are better than any team in the last 20 years at out-scheming their opponents. So I really do think that the Patriots, in terms of scoring, if there's any team that will outscore Tom Brady in New England now this year, it's going to be Kansas City. But, man, I can't believe all this is happening in a matter of hours. But I want to thank you guys for your time. Comment, subscribe, smash the like button. Stay tuned for more NFL news, even though I highly doubt anyone's going to get traded in the next 24 hours. But I just stay tuned for upcoming videos on new content coming up. I will be talking about the FIBA World Cup and the USA team that just recently beat Greece earlier today by 15 points, led by Kemba Walker's 15 points as well. So I will get into detail on that. I'll be trying to get other sports involved, as in English Premier League soccer. I'm going to try and talk about a whole bunch of different topics and stuff, but thank you guys so much. Like I said, comment, subscribe, hit the like button, and I will talk to you guys later.